Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news, a manhunt is underway for 4 teenagers who police say escaped a detention center in Rocky Mount. The warning authorities have for the public as they search surrounding areas.
And a frost advisory in effect again this morning, but temperatures are already colder than they were this time yesterday. I'll show you what it'll feel like as you head out.
Also, from the state fair to major performances, there's going to be a lot going on this weekend in the Triangle, and we'll help you avoid getting caught up in traffic jams. And we know there'll be a lot of attention around the state fair, and got those shows at Lenovo Center as well. So a lot going on here Friday and into the weekend. We're so glad you're with us here right now. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Yes, big Friday plans, so we'll get your day started here. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner first with our cold start and the frost advisory.
So a little bit different this morning. Yesterday we had some cloud cover that kept our temperatures a little warmer. Not as much cloud cover today, so temperatures have dropped a little bit more than they had this time yesterday. But the frost advisory for almost the same area. It's our northern counties, including Durham County, and then back down here toward the Sandhills. So Goldsboro, Fayetteville, Johnston County not included in the frost advisory, but doesn't mean that you won't be chilly this morning. Live look at North Hills this morning. It is 41 degrees. Our dew point's nice and low at 38. Our temperature is currently down to freezing right now in Roxboro, and Roxboro was 41 for the low yesterday. It's 34 in Siler City, 38 in Goldsboro, and in Roanoke Rapids, 36 in Lewisburg and Henderson. We head down to the south. Sanford chilly at 35, Robbins 34, 36 in Southern Pines, 39 in Irwin, 37 in Smithfield, 38 in Goldsboro. So definitely seeing some colder temperatures than we did yesterday, running anywhere from about 5 to 10 degrees colder in some places. And so we'll have a much better chance of seeing some frost this morning as temperatures will continue to drop until around 7 a.m. So it'll be chilly this morning. We start to get into the 50s by 10 a.m., but it will be a milder afternoon. Our highs yesterday were in the low 60s. We're looking at upper 60s, and I'll show you the pattern that's going to bring us some really nice weather for the weekend.
There's a manhunt underway for 4 teenagers who escaped a youth detention center in Rocky Mount. These are the young men here on the screen authorities are searching for. Rocky Mount police say all 4 were wearing khaki pants, green polo-style shirts, gray sweaters, and black shoes. Authorities say they're concerned about the safety of the public because the teens have a history of unpredictable behavior. Anyone who believes they have seen them are asked to call their local law enforcement agency.
A man accused of cyber-stalking 15 people, including the Lee County Sheriff, is now in jail without bond. John McDonald is accused of cyber-stalking Sheriff Brian Estes, members of his office, members of the Broadway Police Department, and others. A judge lowered McDonald's bond, and he was able to get out of jail. But yesterday, a 15th person came forward with accusations of cyber-stalking, and McDonald was arrested at his home. This morning, he faces charges including felony extortion.
Today, we'll get an update from the State Board of Elections about how many people turned out for the first day of early voting. There were long lines at a lot of polling locations all around the Triangle and across the state as in-person voting started yesterday. Wake County's elections director says she expects it was a record first-day turnout. Early voting sites will continue until Saturday, November 2nd.
This is the first presidential election in North Carolina in which you will have to show a photo ID when voting. You can show your driver's license. Other acceptable forms of ID include passports and student IDs. Registered voters who don't have a photo ID can get one for free at their county board of elections or at a DMV office. Voters without a photo ID can still vote in person by filling out an ID exception form.
Make your plan to vote with the WRAL voter guide. You can enter your address right into that area. Find your sample ballot, a Q&A with candidates. You check your voter registration, early voting times and places. Find it all on WRAL.com. Search vote.
This morning, we will get a big update on the statewide effort to cut down on robocalls and unwanted spam calls. The event will be held by Attorney General Josh Stein at 9:30 this morning over at the Department of Justice building in Raleigh. Stein leads a nationwide group of 51 attorneys general in an anti-robocall litigation task force.
2 more people are facing charges in a double murder case that led to a shootout with police in Mount Airy. And one of the suspects and a police canine were killed in that shootout. Officers were chasing a car linked to murders in Cumberland County. 3 people were inside after a head-on collision during that chase. Desmond Moore, Love Smith, and Robert Gelsomino ran off. More opened fire, killing a police dog. Officers returned fire, killing more. They eventually arrested the other 2 passengers.
Today is the first full day of the state fair. Thousands of people will make their way to the fairgrounds to enjoy the food and attractions. WRAL's Heidi Kirk joins us live from the Lenovo Center, which is across the street from the fairgrounds. Heidi, good morning to you. Some big events there at the Lenovo Center will make traffic around the area worse.
Well, Renee, good morning. You got that right. It's going to be an action-packed weekend here in the Triangle. Not only are thousands coming from all across our state to go to the North Carolina State Fair, but also many people are going to events here at the Lenovo Center over the weekend. Now, let's get straight to those events. Now, tonight, coming up in actually just a few hours at 7 p.m., the Lenovo Center will host comedian Jeff Dunham. And tomorrow, a full capacity crowd is expected for Sabrina Carpenter, also starting at 7. Now, of course, like you just said, if you're attending any of these events, you're urged to plan ahead for traffic delays. Now, let me give you some tips, and they might sound simple. You've got to plan ahead, carpool if possible, and arrive many hours early if you can. Now, the parking lots here at the Lenovo Center will be open 4 hours before each event and reserved for only event attendees. Now, doors will open 1 hour before each event. Now, of course, it's worth noting that both the Canes and NC State will be on the road this weekend, so at least we won't have to worry about game day traffic. But the events don't end this week. There's also a lineup here at the Lenovo Center the weekend after as well. And we've got all the tips and tricks for navigating those challenging traffic delays, getting here and finding a spot and just having a great weekend on our website, WRAL.com. Heidi Kirk, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Also this morning, we are waiting to see the official count of how many people walked through the gates on the State Fair's opening day. Today, state officials will hold the official opening ceremony, first full day. Agriculture Commissioner Steve Troxler will cut the ribbon to officially open the 156th State Fair. NC State students came out as a pack for Wolfpack Day, allowing students to attend for a discounted price. This year's theme, Homegrown Happiness, proves to have something for everyone.
The rides, the vibes, all of it. I love it.
Yeah, nearly 40,000 people came out on opening day last year, so we'll see if North Carolinians manage to break that record this year.
It was a special night inside the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Saints legend Drew Brees entered the team's Hall of Fame.
Jimmy Graham, yeah.
Brees was the quarterback who led the Saints to their only Super Bowl championship. That was in 2010. He also led the Saints to 2 other NFC championship games.
And there was little else for Saints fans to cheer after that once the game started against the Denver Broncos. Sean Payton, who was the coach back when Brees took them to the Super Bowl, returned to New Orleans for the first time since stepping down 2 years ago. And he left with a 33-10 victory for the visiting Broncos.
Fox 50 and WRAL are your home for the NFL's Week 7 on Sunday. At 1 on Fox 50, it's a huge NFC North battle between the Lions and the Vikings. And right after, at 4:25, a Super Bowl rematch between the Chiefs and 49ers. And then turn it to WRAL for Sunday Night Football. The New York Jets will be in Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Kickoff is at 8:20.
The family of a Lee County teacher is holding on to hope 3 weeks after she disappeared in the floodwaters brought by Helene.
But have those daydreams that bring you a positive result.
And the help they are asking the community for as they strive for closure.
Plus, the touching tributes to singer Liam Payne from his former bandmates just 1 day after his sudden death.
And we'll give you this live look in Durham right now from the American Tobacco campus. Chilly out there for certain right now. And we're used to that from yesterday, right? It's going to be a beautiful fall weekend, though, ahead. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will tell us when the temperatures will start to warm back up.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It is 4:42, and we have a frost advisory in effect this morning for our northern counties and our western counties. And from the Triangle area, eastward and south, we are less likely to see frost, but it's still possible, especially in some low-lying areas, rural areas. It's a possibility for sure. Starting to see those temperatures dropping into the 30s, and definitely cooler than it was this time yesterday. 36 Lewisburg, 37 Tarboro, 43 in Fayetteville, but 39 in Irwin, 39 in South Hill. And our temperatures will still have a few more hours to fall. Heading out for exercise this morning, pretty chilly. Temperatures in the 30s to 40s, but slightly warmer this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 70 degrees with lots of sunshine, and our warm-up continues into the weekend. I'll show you how warm it'll get coming up.
Your time is 4:43 here in the WRAL Live Center. Good morning. I'm Chris Lovingood. I want to point your attention to the screen behind me here. President Biden currently is overseas in Germany right now, where he is showing appreciation for German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. He'll be meeting with other European leaders there. And essentially, this is said to be a visit from the president. This is coming from the White House because he's showing appreciation for Scholz for his partnership and leadership, especially with their joint effort in supporting Ukraine. The U.S. and Germany have been the two largest sources of aid to Ukraine in its fight to fend off Russia, with the U.S. contributing more than $64 billion over the last 2+ years.
Fellow members of One Direction are sharing their heartbreak after Liam Payne's death. Harry Styles shared his devastation, remembering his time as bandmates with Liam. Styles said, "The years we spent together will forever remain among the most cherished years of my life." Louis Tomlinson also shared heartfelt words about the band's loss. Among them, Tomlinson promised to be an uncle figure to Payne's son, Bear, and tell him stories of how amazing his dad was. Authorities say Payne died after plunging off the third-floor balcony of his hotel during a trip to Argentina.
It's been 3 weeks since Helene hit western North Carolina, and families are still looking for their missing loved ones. A Lee County family is asking for help in finding Kim Ashby. She was last seen after the floodwaters from Helene carried away her home in Elk Park. Her husband was found alive days later, 2 miles away. The family is asking people who are familiar with the area to help them now that the search team is completely made up of volunteers. Kim's daughter, Jessica, no longer believes her mother is alive, but she would like closure.
I don't think any of us have a lot of hope for that. I know I can really only speak for myself, and I know that I don't have hardly any hope for that. But you can't help but have those daydreams that bring you a positive result, right? And so I know that somewhere within me, I still have that hope, and that's just because we haven't found her body yet.
You can reach out to Jessica Medinger on Facebook to get more information.
5 people are out of their home after a fire in Durham. Over 35 firefighters battled the flames at this home on Loblolly Drive last night. The fire caused significant damage to the back of the house and attic area. 5 people were inside the home when the fire started, but were able to make it out safely. They're now being assisted by the Red Cross. That fire is under investigation. A former Olympic snowboarder has been charged with running an international drug trafficking ring. Federal prosecutors say Ryan Wedding, he competed in the 2002 Winter Olympics. He's currently on the run in Mexico. Police say he is the mastermind of a cocaine trafficking operation into the U.S. and Canada, and a ruthless murderer, they say. Wedding is charged with conspiracy to export cocaine, running a criminal enterprise, and with 3 murders as well. Prosecutors say Wedding has run that billion-dollar operation since 2011. Authorities are offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to his arrest.
A warning before you cozy up by the fire pit this weekend. Some tabletop fire pits are being recalled after several people were badly burned. These Colson fire pits burn alcohol. What's called flame jetting happens when alcohol is poured into the pits and fire flashes back to the container. There have been 19 burn injuries connected to these pits. 2 people suffered third-degree burns over more than 40% of their body. About 90,000 of these were sold on Amazon, Walmart, through Walmart, Wayfair, and other retailers. If you have one of these, don't use it, throw it away.
4:47 the time right now as we get our Friday morning started. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Almost a carbon copy start with that chill in the air this morning, but the warm up, nice fall weekend on the way.
After this cold morning, we're going to start to see temperatures climbing both overnight and in the afternoons. It's not going to be a huge jump, but just a nice steady climb as we get into next week. We take a live look at Zebulon this morning. Skies are clear, temperatures are chilly. Might be a little frost on the grass in front of the town hall there this morning. In the Triangle, it's 41, but we may see temperatures dropping a little bit more. It's a bit more likely that we'll see some frost in some of our northern or western counties. That's where our frost advisory is. Look at this. We had a full moon, not this past night, but the night before. But it's still, a couple of days on either side of it still looks absolutely gorgeous. So you might catch it. Our skies are mostly clear. There was a little bit of cloud cover yesterday. We're clear today. Keith Kennedy sent us this shot of that beautiful moon. We love your Weather Watcher photos. Go to WRAL.com, search Weather Watchers, and send us what's happening in your backyard. Roxborough sitting at 34. It was at 32 just a few minutes ago. 36 Lewisburg, 35 Henderson, 38 Goldsboro, 33 now in Siler City. So definitely a better chance for some frosty conditions. Robin's at 33 right now. It's 39 in Irwin, 37 in Smithfield. So it's a cold start out there this morning for sure. The frost advisory is for our northern and western counties, but even some of the counties not in the advisory are starting to drop into the upper 30s right now. So no matter where you are, it's chilly, and rural, low-lying areas definitely have the chance of some frost. Still a chilly night overnight tonight. This is what we'll see tomorrow morning. 38 Roxborough, 39 Clarksville, 40 in Lewisburg. A little less likely that we'll see any frost, 38 in Robbins. We're going to be more widespread 40s versus widespread 30s. And we do, of course, have the potential for some frost. This is our frost threat for this morning. And you can see it covers most of the viewing area. Now, tomorrow morning, looking at 44, Sunday 46. And so we're really going to get out of that good chance for frost as we get into the weekend and into next week. We continue to warm things up. Here's why. This high pressure system right now is feeding some cool air in. But as it moves eastward, it'll actually act to block the flow of some of that colder air from coming in, and that will make it very comfortable to head to the fair. This is our forecast this morning at 9 a.m., 48 degrees, at lunchtime 62. If you're headed out after work this evening, definitely you want to take along a jacket. 58 at 7 o'clock and 48 at midnight. Our weekend forecast looks great. 69 today, 72 Saturday, 74 on Sunday, with plenty of sunshine each day, and we keep warming up. Look at that. We're going to be in the upper 70s on Tuesday and Wednesday. Coming up, we'll take a look at the tropics and show you where there are a few systems that could develop.
Some much needed joy in the mountains of North Carolina. We'll tell you which farm in our state has the honor of providing the White House Christmas tree this year.
Also time to gather for a movie night right here, where you can see the free screening of Hocus Pocus tonight.
They took to the skies on September 28th and haven't stopped since Hurricane Helene hit. Air operations have been critical in rescuing people from flooded homes. WRAL's Chelsea Donovan highlights a state agency that has performed hundreds of them.
They are the images that tell a story of second chances in the face of disaster.
They flew that large search patterns, looking for people that needed rescue.
After Helene hit in the mountains, NC Hart aircraft and technicians went to work, first simply searching from above for those who needed help.
During the beginning of the disaster, communications were down widely across the mountains, which made it very difficult to know where exactly we needed to fly.
Then the rescues started taking place, one after another.
We have had the most aggressive and robust aviation response in North Carolina history with Helene.
You're seeing video of aviation teams in action in western North Carolina using choppers, part of NC Hart, a collaboration between the National Guard, Emergency Management, Highway Patrol, and local fire and EMS departments.
As of today, there were 540 rescues by air. They also deployed what was known as opportunity drops during that search.
These aviation teams have been performing rescues for the past 2 decades across the state, but this effort in western North Carolina was unfounded, says Justin Graney with the North Carolina Department of Public Safety.
After any disaster, aviation assets are priceless. Roadways are damaged, communication systems are damaged. The use of aviation allows us to get critical commodities into areas that have been devastated by the storm.
Such heroic work. Aircraft that are a part of NC Heart are still making missions to the mountains. Now, though, they are dropping supplies from the sky to people in need.
Doing some great work there. Calling all witches and warlocks. The town of Zebulon wants you to come out and enjoy a Halloween-themed movie night. Tonight at 6 will be Hocus Pocus will be shown at 5 County Stadium. The event is free. Everyone is welcome. You're encouraged to throw on a costume as well. Bring a blanket to sit on, maybe wrap around you in these cold temperatures.
A lot of fun. Some nice news for the North Carolina mountains. The White House Christmas tree will come from Cartner's Christmas Tree Farm in Newland. The Cartner brothers will welcome White House staff to select the Christmas tree that will be displayed in the Blue Room of the White House. They were named the 2024 Grand Champion Growers at the National Christmas Tree Contest. White House staff will select the tree from the farm. We are following breaking news in Edgecombe County, where police are looking for 4 teenagers who escaped a youth detention facility. What authorities are telling people to watch out for.
Also, expect some additional traffic delays if you are driving near the state fairgrounds this weekend. We'll tell you about all the events that are happening in the Triangle that could cause some of those backups. But a lot of fun on the way and plenty more information on your Friday straight ahead at 5 o'clock.